I'll be back.
Oh, hey! Here we are. We are live, and Steph will come back in just a moment. After these messages, we'll be right back. Oh, now it says we're live.
Okay.
Close unused applications. Oh, careful. Hey, we're live. It's so live. It's Steph and Eileen.
We got it.
How's everybody
Yay.
tonight? Okay, now we still have to, even though, so we've raised the laptop. Here's what we've done.
We're actually hooked into Ethernet.
We're hard lined in. So we think that was a problem. And what else? Oh, we raised this. But we still have to, like, look up.
Yeah. But this is still closer, so at least we have some connection.
So we have
there.
3 people on. Punch me. No. No.
Okay.
How are you guys tonight? Yay! We're a week and a day away from Christmas Eve. Is that right?
Well, that's so much better than it's the day before Christmas Eve day.
It's the day before, the day before, the day before, the day before, the day. Is that like saying, like, it's my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandpa fought in the war.
And lost his leg to the turtle. It was an attack turtle.
It was an attack turtle. They used to use attack turtles back in the war.
The War of 1812.
All right, we digress. Okay, guys, tonight we are going unscripted. I mean, we kind of have an idea of what we're doing, so we're kind of going wild and crazy tonight. The question for the evening, we flipped the tables, and we want to know what you guys want to know about us.
Or the shops.
Or the shops. Keep it clean, because we don't want to get Facebook banned.
We're having enough problems. We're hoping to make it past 8 minutes today.
And we don't want to answer questions that we don't want to answer. So anyways, ask us what our favorite fabrics are. What else can they ask us? Our height. Our real height.
Not the weight we wish we were.
The weight I was going to say, not our weight. But all kinds of fun stuff you guys can ask us. So.
Yes, and I don't have my phone over here because I haven't left it plugged in. So
she doesn't have her phone.
You're going to have to look it up. I could go grab it again and go wandering off again because that's what I tend to do.
I shall do it. I shall do it.
Anyway,
keep them entertained. Oh, I know. If you guys know the line from this, just tell me what show this is. Discuss amongst yourselves. Discuss amongst yourselves.
I know the line.
I'm verklempt. Do you remember that? So you guys, in the note or in the comments below, type what show that is.
I wouldn't know. I know the line, but I don't know anything. I don't. You know that. I don't even recognize anything.
Okay, talk amongst yourselves. Pretend I have a really Jersey accent here.
Pat's here.
I'm a little bit clamped. Okay, guys, if you know that, then
extra credit points.
We're people. Yes, you're my people. Okay, so where am I?
They're never my people because I never know.
Oh, you are too. We're all people.
We're all people.
We love our
okay.
People.
So, guys, next week. Okay, while we're working on this, next week I am going to be showing you something that was made with this fabric, and this fabric, this fabric,
hey,
and this fabric. Okay, so this is our little teaser for next week. I had fun at the boutique section. So, anyway, that's our fun. What?
I just noticed, and I don't know what I did to do this when I was setting this all up, but it's auto-generating captions, so be careful what you say.
Oh, okay. Well, that's new.
Well, isn't this fun, folks?
Great. Now we work well for everyone, including the deaf people.
Oh, my cousin Ken is on.
Or people who can listen, who can't turn on their sound.
That's
like when I'm in bed and Dwayne is asleep and I can't turn on my sound, if they don't have the captions. So, hey, we're hitting up getting really good now.
Yes, we are going to be awesome. We're going to be legit someday. We're going to actually have like our own studio and all that kind of stuff. So you guys,
someday.
So my cousin Ken wants to know why we are not here in Wisconsin having a cocktail with him.
Logistics.
You know what? Maybe we should and I'm staring down at here, not up there. So I'm so sorry, you guys. We're just so used to staring at this.
At our screen yes.
You know what we should do? We should put like a little doll behind the camera like they do with little kids to try to get them to smile.
Okay, Dwayne, You have to keep dancing up back there.
Yeah. So, yes, I think we should do Ken a live from your place, and we'll have cocktails and we'll have fun. How's that sound? Yeah?
Just not right now.
Yeah, just not right now. So, okay,
Travel
and then
time.
Nancy is asking how you got started with this shop and why you moved to Iowa. So, I'm going to let Steph and Dwayne, Steph explain why her and Dwayne moved to Iowa. Because they moved first, except for Steph actually was born in Iowa.
No, actually, I was born in Ohio.
Okay, well, why did you move from Ohio to here? Because
Well,
your parents made you?
I was one.
She had no choice.
Didn't have a choice. No, actually, we went to Texas first, and then we came here. But you have to understand, I am fifth generation Story County, Iowa. I'm fifth generation Story County, Iowa. So these are my peoples. So that's why I'm here. But I took the long way around after college and went by way of Oregon. And then I went...
Oregon, not Oregon.
Not Oregon, no. And while I was there, my store in downtown Portland needed remodeling, and that's how I met my husband. So, after that...
Well, isn't that handy?
Fast forward quite a few years, we met, had kids about the same age, got really close basically because of that.
Oh,
I think a lot
and
of it has
she
to
got
do
me
with
into pharmacy. It's her fault.
Yeah.
I blame her for all the stress I had in my life. I'm kidding.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I actually love pharmacy. Pharmacy's good. It's just everything else sucked about it.
Yeah, but if
We'll let that lie right there.
We're not going to go anywhere there.
But you guys moved back.
We moved back here
Because Dwayne was going to go to school.
Dwayne was going to go to school, and it was either moving back to Iowa, where we could still be near my family, whether it's my family or his family, because we were out there for his family. But we moved back here because it was either this or Spokane.
And if y'all don't know Spokane, Washington, it's the eastern Washington, and it's beautiful there, but there's nobody there for them.
Yeah, we didn't have any backup.
And it's like a 6 or 7 hour drive from where they were living to Spokane.
Yeah.
So that would have been a ways.
Yeah. Anyway, long story short, we moved back here and then proceeded for 17 years of harassing these guys into convincing them to come back here to join us. Eventually they did.
So literally, they would bring, we don't even have it. Let's pretend this is the Story City Herald and not the Country Register, which is amazing. They would bring the Story City Herald with them and go, look at all the houses that are so cheap here in Story City. Y'all need to move. And then we're like, no. So then, what happened? I think Dwayne came and visited us with Tori, and he's like, we should go into business together or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think that's what started it.
Yeah.
And so then for like a year, we were discussing business 1,800 miles apart.
Sorry, I'm sort of like all over the place here.
What are you doing?
I'm just trying to get this centered. I'm just problematic. Anyway.
That's okay.
And I'm trying to do it, and it's not.
Anyway, so we were discussing 1,800 miles apart, purchasing or starting a business. Mm-hmm. And then I had a really bad day at work in the pharmacy.
Well, not in the pharmacy, but in the pharmacy world.
In the world of pharmacy, which may or may not had something to do with our government.
Anyway.
Anywho, I digress. And if NSA, you're listening to me, I did not say that. So
this is gonna be like the world's longest story.
It is. So I emailed my husband at his job, and I said, I'm done. Let's go. Let's move. So I had been working at Fred Meyer, which was a store with a pharmacy in it, and on the West Coast. If y'all know who that is, then give me a woo woo in the comments. And I think I've been working there for 20 years. 20 years, and I just said, I'm done. Quitting. And we sold our house. Our son Cooper had graduated from high school, so we weren't too worried about that. And then we bought a 24-foot trailer and headed east. That would be the correct direction.
Go east, young family. Go east.
If we would have gone west, we would have hit the ocean, and that would have been problematic.
It did not float.
So one of our big things is that we'd never even came to Iowa to visit.
Right.
We never seen it.
They drove to Iowa as new residents.
It was kind of, it's kind of like reverse Oregon Trail. So that was fun. But, you know, it was really cool because we got to see the country for the first, or at least I did for the first time. And that was amazing. And like I've always said is like every single part of this country that I've seen, the landscape is absolutely beautiful. It is so unique and diverse. And it just actually represents our country. All the different people in it. It is so unique and diverse. And it shows the beauty of the United States. I digress. So we get here. And
after about a year of random discussing,
yep,
we ended up on Scandinavian Days going to one of the museums. And one of the people there, I think it was you and your mom and me. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was my mom was up to visit, and then we went to the museum, one of the museums.
Yeah, I think it was the Sheldall Schoolhouse Museum. Anyway, we were in the museum and they said, oh, well, we heard that you were opening a quilt shop. And we looked at each other and said, oh, really?
We are we?
And
I actually had gotten a job at Joanne Fabrics in Ames. Shh. Don't tell anybody.
That's a bad word, but that's okay.
I'm just kidding. No. Which actually was great experience for this.
Yeah, actually, it was a wonderful experience for this.
So we had this.
So we went back and like a week or so later talked about it with the boys and said, oh, what do you think? And they said, well, what do you think? And we just sort of looked at each other.
Well, and the three of you had talked, and then I came home, and then you're like, okay.
So what do you think of this?
So then we found this place, and that was kind of a fluke, too.
Yeah, you just sort of drove by and wham, bam.
Yeah, it just went on the market. We literally just went on the market. Within a month, by the end of August, we had claimed the building. It was ours. If I had a flag, I would have stuck it in the front yard.
Yes.
Is he telling you to smile?
Oh, I think he was saying, look up.
Look up. Oh, so Dwayne's like going like this. Anyways,
we'll get this eventually.
So we claimed the building, and then we totally renovated it by November 9th when we opened it, from the end of August to November 9th, and every single one of us had a part in that, and with some extra
even the
help.
kids.
Even the kids.
Yeah.
So that was amazing, and then we opened, and we've been open for over 3 years.
Yeah, and then we adopted
and then
Iowa Falls.
And then we thought, well, let's just do more, and let's do Iowa Falls. Why
because
not,
we're
guys?
not crazy enough as it is.
That's right.
So, long story
longer.
That's how we got here.
That's how we got started. Oh, and I think we lost some viewers, too, in the process. We're so sorry, guys.
Okay.
We'll keep it short.
Well, I was going to say, if there are any more questions, maybe we can answer those next time with a prepared script rather than...
So Nancy is saying that you are freezing for a second now and then. So keep us posted, Nancy, or whoever, if we're still freezing up. Again, we've hardwired the Ethernet.
So hopefully we're better.
Hopefully.
Okay.
But we'll see. All right. So next week is Christmas already. I cannot believe it.
It is really fast.
And we want to give you some updates on who's open and who's not open. So both shops are going to be open Christmas Eve. Iowa Falls is going to be 9 to noon, and we're going to be...
I was thinking like 9 to 1.
9 to 1?
9 to 1, 9 to noon. If nobody comes in, I'm closing at noon, guys.
Yeah. So if you last minute gift...
But we'll open early that day. So they.
Oh, do you want to do 9?
We can do 9.
Okay.
We'll open early that day just in case, because then we're getting close to the... And that way, if we leave at noon, it's not so bad. So we put in 3 hours.
There you go. So 9 to noon, 9 to 1. So 9 to noon at Iowa Falls, 9 to 1 in Story City. So make sure you guys get your last minute gifts. Remember, gift certificates you can also purchase online.
Yes.
That is easy peasy. What are you looking at?
Me. He's trying to get me to look up because I keep looking over there.
Look up.
I will not get this figured out. There. Okay.
All right. So I also want to know, you guys, how did you fare in last night's storm? We had 2 of these come off here at the shop, I think. Is that all? Okay, Dwayne says that's all. 2 came off, so we fared pretty well here. We hope you all did too.
And our front door got really dirty.
Yeah, so
I don't
not
know
too
how,
bad.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like it rained mud, is what it came down to. It's like, okay, well.
Oh, Leslie Ann is asking, any fun ideas for Christmas presents for quilters? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Because if you, I'm gonna actually, Dwayne is gonna pan that direction. Is that that direction? No, that direction. And
yeah.
this is some of the things that we showed you guys last week. And of course, we got the beautiful Quilter Select thread there. But some of these items here are just great for stocking stuffers. Of course, we've got Quilter Builder card deck. That would be great for a quilter in your life. The color tool, that's great for somebody who is quilting and a decorating type person. So lots of fun gifts, puzzles, of course, Quilter Select rulers. Who doesn't need Quilter Select stuff in their life, you guys?
Yes.
So Steph, like, what is your favorite thing over there?
you know the answer. The rotary cutter, by far. It's right behind that little squeezy bottle.
Rotary cutter.
The rotary cutter is by far my favorite item. It is the one that has cut down on the number of fights that we had because left-handed versus right-handed. We have,
and you know, those fights got saucy. Absolutely saucy, those fights got. We're like, left, right.
Yeah. Left, right, left,
it's
right.
It's like 1920s fighting.
Because, like, she made me learn how to cut right-handed just because we had the other kind of, and now we have this one, and I can cut however I want both ways.
In my defense, she now is ambidextrous with cutting, and
I've been ambidextrous the whole time.
But not with rotary cutting, though.
Well, I honestly didn't know which hand to cut with. I just wanted to make a big deal out of it.
Anywho, so she's all over here, like, cutting a block, and she's like, all this and this, and like, ha, ha, ha. I'm like, So, yeah, you guys, lots of really awesome ideas. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump you there.
Oh, the irons are good. I mean,
mini irons are fabulous. So, actually, Dwayne, can you hand us some of this stuff so people can see? These mini irons. Okay, and the packaging is super cute, too. Look at that. I guess I have to.
Yeah,
I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
The Nifty Notions. This is super duper cute. And every quilter needs a mini iron. Every quilter, every sewer.
When you're piecing, there's absolutely, that's the best way to go with when you're piecing.
Perfect scissors. These are great little snips. These are fabulous. They are worth every single penny. They are amazing. Amazing, amazing. And then, of course, let me do the honors.
This is the best spray ever. They have different designs on them, and this one is nothing like a little color therapy, which is actually one of the cutest ones. But anyway, the spray on this is the most even. It's better than anything that you're going to get from just the regular Best Press spray, or even if you wanted to use plain water. Are we going to have,
Tori might have to clean the camera. Can you see that? Can you see how misty that is?
Yeah, we're a little splattered.
That's okay. Here, I'm going to do it again.
Not right at the lens, though.
There we go.
Did
you see that?
It's nice and misty. And
it's unscented. Good.
Oh, good. Because I sneezed a whole lot the other day because I was using it. But
and
anyway.
It's very handy to have in your bathroom if you want to put your Clorox spray or your like sanitizing spray in there because it does a really fine mist and it's really, really good. Okay, these are things that Dwayne's handing us. So,
and this is the last one.
Ooh.
This is the very last one of these. So if you need one of those,
it's special.
Mm-hmm. It's very
precious. Name that movie. So this is a Swatch Buddy. Steph, tell us about Swatch Buddies.
Swatch Buddies work great, especially if you have large quantities of fabric and you don't want to have to haul the entire thing in a bag to go with you. For example, when we did our block of the month, we probably had 10 or 12 different fabrics that if you had that little Swatch Buddy, if you needed anything else to go with it, not that block of month you would actually need more fabric, but this is a good quick way. Little tiny pieces, you just attach it on there and you can get it, you can match it up when you get to.
And I don't know if y'all can see on the back side, maybe I can't. Basically, it's got like a little ring that you can...
No, I think it's going to be blurry.
Yeah, it's too blurry. Okay. So, basically on the back side, it gives you like a sticker where you can actually put the store that you got it from if you wanted to, the name of the line, and I think even the dollar amount that you purchased it for if you wanted to keep such records. But it's really fabulous. And like Steph said, I did use it in our last block of the month because we had 2 colorways and I had to keep track of which one went with which. And so if you look at the binder that I used for that block of the month, you'll see 2 of these guys just tied into the binder. Worked really well.
Yeah, because when you have that many fabrics, trying to keep it straight, you've got to, without losing your mind, it's a good thing.
Okay, I think this will be the last one, and then we're going to move on.
So these 2 are a great team. this, this is a 2.5 by 12. This also comes in a 2.5 by 18. There's also a 3 by 12 and a 3 by 18. All of these, not to mention all of the rest of the rulers, are fantastic and have the non-slip grip. These little handles work great on all of them. It's a little suction cup, and it transfers from ruler to ruler. Great as a pair. Then you can also get them by yourself, by each individually. If you already have regular rulers and you just want to get a handle, it will work with those too. So all of those are wonderful gift possibilities. We have plenty more. If you come into the store or even go online, we can do either one of those for you. We also have, oh, of course. And of course, you've got to have the wine glasses.
I'm not going to talk about wine glasses just yet.
Oh, just cool glasses.
Because I have this.
Oh.
What is this?
That is our, what is it? Our.
This is our Tim Holtz.
It's Tim Holtz.
And it's his spooky, I can't remember the name of the line.
It begins with an R.
Regions Beyond.
Regions Beyond.
Sorry, it's late. Anywho, this is our Tim Holtz Regions Beyond Fat Quarter Bundle. This would make a great gift.
But do you know what's special about this one?
What is special?
The thing that's special about this one is it contains all the fabrics that are no longer available at our store.
It is unique and rare.
We have some that are available, but not all of these. So some of these are last pieces that are located here.
This is very rare, so it is very worth.
It's worth every penny.
All right, now. What are you saying now? What? I don't. Dwayne did this. Does that mean like shush? No. Okay.
No, he's just saying.
He's just doing stuff. Okay, so now we have our wine glasses. These are It's So Tempting's wine glasses. We have white and black. So you can do white or red. These would make amazing gifts for people because I use ours all the time.
And you know, if you don't want to look at them as wine glasses, you can look at them as juice glasses or apple cider glasses.
Absolutely.
Or anything. They work very well. They're cute. They're a nice size.
They're very perfect. So, what would we like to do? Again, you guys, we're unscripted tonight because I got back late from Iowa Falls and I didn't have time to write anything up. So we're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants, which, you know, with us, that works great.
Yeah, that's sort of the way we are. Well, let's talk about this guy since it's sort of like all over the place tonight. So this is a scarf. Now, this is one that I have happened to have I honestly don't remember where I got it. But what I did was I measured it. It is 2 yards long by 22 inches wide. So guess what?
Okay.
Our 2-yard cuts
are perfect for this. You can do our regular scarves, which are a little bit skinnier. They're 2 layers. You fold them in half, so you can get 4. Okay.
You can get there. We have a pattern for 3 scarves.
So basically 2 yards you can get 3 scarves, 2 yards you can get 4 scarves, or 2 yards you can get
2 scarves. Now, this one actually has 2 patterns. If you wanted to do that, we have, like, for example, I don't know where my other ones. You have that one and this one. So these are similar patterns. You could get, so you could get 2 yards of each of these and end up with 2 scarves that are thick. These are woven fabrics, so you could end up with the fringe just like this has on it. So you could.
We need to show it up there.
Okay, fringe.
We're so used to showing it to the laptop that we're not used to going up to the. Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
You see that fringe on there? So since this is a woven, you guys, you can do the same thing with this since this is a woven as well, and you can also kind of see right at the selvage there. Nope, you can't. It's fuzzy. I went too far. That you could see that. Here we go. Fringe going on.
So basically what you would do is you would sew these together but not turn them. And you could still get that woven look but have both of those on there.
And you probably can do a pretty long stitch too. It doesn't have to be pretty
you know,
tight.
I know I'm fiddling with this a lot.
She's not used to wearing it.
I'm not used to wearing anything like this. 2, it's got buttons on here, so that's another thing that you can add for fun. But you wouldn't necessarily have to have it attached. You could just have it so you could flip it over your shoulder.
It's basically like a blanket shawl.
Yeah. So it can be comfortable on however you want it.
Now, question, do you want to go change into your other shirt?
I might go put my other thing on. This is good, and that's the other thing. It's really warm. I'm really very
She's
hot.
roasting right now. So
I will let you do your. You want to talk about that thing?
Oh yeah. Okay, so we got in some jelly roll. Now these aren't technically called jelly rolls because remember Moda owns that name, jelly roll. These are actually strip pies from Benartex, and it's actually from their Contempo line of fabrics. It's called Crescendo by Amanda Murphy, and it does have some enhanced pearlescent on it. So I don't know how close I can get, but you guys, these are so beautiful. We've got, I think, 2 left of these. We've already, been selling through them. They're so beautiful. Look at these bright, happy colors. I mean, we are in the start of winter, and this just makes me happy because I don't like winter, you guys. I'm sorry. And this makes me happy and cheery and summery and beautiful. But the awesome thing about this, I said it's enhanced with pearlescence, and unfortunately you can't really see it through the plastic. I'm trying to find a spot. But what we have is we have the Cotton Shop pearlescent, the whole line. So we have some of these beautiful, can you see? Can you see through the light how that pearlescent capture is right there? Look at that. So we just had a customer today that bought one of these strip pies. I love that name, strip pie.
Strip pie.
That's fun.
And this one.
And she chose these fabrics. We'll remove the DNA there.
Okay, let's try to.
Here. So this one is called Wedding Cake. And I think we showed you guys this last time. And this one's a little bit harder to see the pearlescent because it's so light and bright. So our lights are kind of making it difficult to see. But I think this one and
Blueberry
the
cobbler
green.
showed up.
Blueberry cobbler. Who doesn't
love the fact that they're all named after desserts.
Look at how beautiful that is, you guys.
Except there was one. Except one was Earl Grey, and I think that must have been tea.
Well, you have tea with your cakes, right? So tea and cakes makes perfect sense.
And then there's one that's just white.
So there you go. Isn't that gorgeous, you guys? So pairing that, look how beautiful. Steph, can you bring up the blueberry one, please? I just want them to see how gorgeous this looks together. Whack me in the face. That's good. As long as I can see how beautiful it is. And then, of course, we've got some purples over there.
We've got lots of choices. But you'll just have to come in and see.
Please, yes. You guys, it's so worth seeing. We love Benartex's pearlescent fabrics. They're so beautiful.
They're actually very cool. And we're pretty excited because we have Jan working on a sample for us. So that'll be
very good.
But we've also, speaking of Jan.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Jan, and she does a lot of the samples for Iowa Falls, and so I asked her very kindly if she could quilt up a sample that Steph had worked on. Look at how beautiful, guys. This is Benartex Rebirth. I think this is this might be Canvas or Contempo. I can't remember off the top of my head. But look how she quilted that, and she used this orange thread in there. I don't know if you could see that. It is beautiful.
And then you actually now get to see what the other fabric looks like
on the back side. So that's the awesome thing about coordinates with your fabrics, you guys, is, Steph, when she was figuring out her fabric choices for the other side for that pattern, she probably fell in love with this fabric, but she didn't know exactly where she wanted it, so she put it right in here, and because of the way it's cut, you can see it kind of diminishes. You can't get the full picture of what that fabric is. So what'd she do? She put it on the back side, so you get the full dimension, and then really at this point it creates a double-sided quilt if you think about it.
Yeah, it's very cool. I'm really excited about that. So I can hardly wait to get the.
So Steph's got to bind it.
I've already got the binding ready. The binding is ready to go.
She's excited. Oh, hot tip for binding, you guys. I just have to think about. Actually, I've thought about it before, but I'm going to tell you now. Have you ever thought about using wide back for binding? Think about it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Should we? So we've got that.
I think it's Pat's turn.
It's Pat's time, guys. So you guys remember a couple weeks ago we had Pat come in, Miss Pat Minnick, and she was talking to us about some things. And she is going to be leading our Block of the Month Emma for 2022. Now she has the fabrics because she's going to be creating our shop kit. And she has brought those fabrics in for us to check them out so you guys could see just how beautiful they are. So, Pat, what do you have for us?
This
Show it.
is our... Am I in the right place?
Actually, I think you're good. Yep.
There we go.
So, Miss Emma.
Yes, Emma is going to be our block of the month starting in May.
Starting in May, yes.
And we had even talked about having a morning session and an afternoon for those who can't make it in the morning, because I just live down the street and around the corner, and I'd be glad to come in. Of course, if you can't make it in the shop and you just pick up your stuff, that's fine, but you're going to miss out on a lot. Because I am going to give you all kinds of tips, tricks, all kinds of things. I'm thinking of calling them Pat's Pets.
Ooh, I like that.
And like one of them, before we show the fabric, so people don't fall off their chairs when they see how gorgeous it is. One little trick, if you have trouble threading your sewing machine needle, there's a groove that runs down the needle. And when you get towards the eye, there's a little hollow spot called the scarf. So if you cut your thread at an angle, run it down that groove, and when it gets to the scarf, push it in. There you go.
Mind blown, you guys.
There you go.
And if you don't understand what she was talking about, you need to come and pick up one of these Schmetz little card or these little booklets.
Because we have an actual booklet,
yeah, it describes that whole scarf and eye, and it shows it in detail, which you can't see because the camera can't pick it up. But y'all, you get the idea. You need to come pick it up. Oh,
and just so you know, I did try.
I
tried that.
Did you?
And I actually got the needle threaded, and it didn't involve any swear words.
There you
So
go.
that was because our threader, our automatic threader, was not happy with me.
well, it's broken.
Well, no, I got it to work again.
Oh, because it was bent.
Oh, well, I made it work. Anyway, it's been working, but when it wasn't,
That worked.
I did Pat's tip.
So just to interject, we also have these little kid Schmetz needle booklets. Let's Sew with Schmetz. And they look very much like a Dr. Seuss kind of thing. And on the back side, it's got little kids and sewing and stuff like that. It's very, very cute. $1.95 this is. So if you've got a little one or a young person that you want to teach how to sew, come and pick this up.
It gives good information.
And
Okay.
Schmetz are the best.
They are the best.
And another thing you need to know about me, I am not the quilt police. I'll show you some tips, tricks. If they work for you, fine. The only thing I'm kind of tough on is your seam allowance. And I know everybody goes, what's this 1/4 inch magical scant quarter nonsense? I can sew 2 pieces of fabric that are 2.5 inch square together and put them on a 4.5 inch rectangle. Now, you math people say, well, you've got a 1/4 inch seam. I don't know. I have no idea what my number is. And I'll explain that to everybody so that you can get all your pieces to fit together. Because that's important.
Perfect piecing people. PPP. Perfect piecing people. PPP.
I can
Well,
hardly wait for her to come because I can hardly wait to hear all the things that she's got to share.
you got to
with
bring a
us.
notebook, people. Fabric. Oh my gosh.
It's behind you.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that beautiful?
Where do you want the fabric? This way. Is that it?
Yep.
That's
and you
it.
guys, this is all batiks.
It is. And well, the black isn't, which
That's
surprised
one of my
me.
favorites.
But this is only part of it. We've got more.
Just
That's
wait.
5. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I love this one.
I don't have a favorite. I mean, blues are just fabulous anyhow.
Oh, I like this.
I'm canceling the block of the month and keeping it all for myself.
Well, this is not my quilt, remember. I'm just doing it for the shop, so it doesn't belong to me.
Jen, we will need you to quote this when we are done.
Because it won't be
But
us.
wait, there's more.
Oh, wait, there's more.
I keep going the wrong way. This,
Oh, you're right. The black is
sh-
not.
there is a black that is not a batik, and I don't know why. I haven't gotten that far in the book yet, people.
We might have to swap that out.
So, I think it'll be fine. I
Okay.
don't know. We'll
Okay.
see.
We'll see.
But this is your fabric. It's fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. So sign up for the block of the month.
$25 to get you signed up, registration, reserve your spot. Remember, we have limited space, so make sure you get that set up. You can go online to our website, it's sewtempting.com, and just type in the search bar Emma, and that should pull that up.
You've got to come. To prepare you, please put a sharp blade in your rotary cutter, a new needle in your machine. I don't normally sew with batiks, so I'm thinking trying a
Microtex needles best.
7010 Microtech. I know Christine Hobbs uses 7511, which is a quilting needle, and she likes to work with batiks. So I'm going to experiment and buy the best thread that you can afford. I happen to be an Aurifil gal. There's Quilters Select here. I haven't used it, but I'm sure somebody here could tell you about it. But buy the best that you can afford. You're going to put a lot of time and effort in this gorgeous quilt.
It's going to be like one of those quilts that you want to pass down to generation to generation. What do they call those?
Heirlooms.
Heirloom. That's
Heirloom.
So an heirloom quilt. This is an heirloom quilt quality pattern here. So it's definitely, if you're going to do it right.
Yep. And heirlooms, I can even teach you how to do labels. They're important to people.
There we go.
Just saw on Facebook the other day somebody found a quilt in their yard in Kentucky. It wasn't their quilt.
Yeah.
And they posted it and said, if this is your quilt, let us know. So labels. So we're going to have a good time. Quilting should be fun. It can get a little annoying, but we'll get you through it. It's going to be fun.
It'll be fun. And
So
you guys,
sign up.
if anything, sign up for the great tips, because think of how much money you spent on college, if you went to college or any kind of school that you had to pay for, trade school. This is like going to trade school, where you can just get all these great tips and tricks from an experienced quilter. So very important to you guys. Which is another thing to say, that if there are any groups, guilds, clubs, whatever out there, like our quilting club that meets the second Saturday every month at Iowa Falls, if you are a new sewer or have just been doing it all on your own and want to learn more and get more involved, definitely look for those groups, clubs, guilds, because that is a fantastic place to get tips, tricks, and just to gather with folks around you.
Well, and a
That left
huge
quilt.
part of it, I had someone in today, and she, the same person who was looking at all of the pearlescence, and she said, I said, oh, well, we used to teach the jelly roll class, the jelly roll race quilt. And she said, but why would anybody actually need a class for that? And I said,
Some people
camaraderie.
Well, and some people do,
Well,
because
it's
it's
the
a good
very
starting
first quilt,
quilt.
yeah.
Yeah.
But a huge part of it is just having someone else there, whether it's us or an entire class.
Plus, we used to serve lunch.
That's true.
So that might
Lunch
be kind
was a
of
huge
the
part of
biggest
it.
draw. And it was from Cafe Yeta most of the time.
Yeah.
And, you know,
That's
sometimes we'll
really
even do
good.
lunch from Simply Mays here in town. So, yeah.
That's always a good option. But it's always nice you don't realize how much sewing with others is a big deal. I mean, Quilting 101 class,
It's all about community.
you end up with a lot of new friends when you're done, because you're going through the same thing at the same time.
And we even
So-
have people who've been quilting for a while take our 101 class just to see, you know, what's new, what new tips or tricks, because, again, not everybody knows everything, and that's why we share.
Well, and, you know, Sally, who worked here for a long time, she had made many, many, many quilts, but she never had done a half square triangle.
But
So it was something new.
it was something new for
There's
her.
always something new to learn.
Her love of patterns lended more towards the rectangular.
Well, and that's fine. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
there's always something new to learn, even
Yeah.
if you think you've been around
Right.
doing things for a
Absolutely.
long time. So there's always something new. That's why I'm looking forward. I want to make sure that I'm working whenever Pat's here.
That's
Because
right.
I want to learn stuff
All right,
too.
Steph, you know what we missed our favorite things. Did we even have a favorite thing tonight?
I would say everything.
Everything is our favorite thing. I'm going to say, Dwayne, can you pan to that direction? Okay, so he's going to pan that. Please don't get sick. It's not noggin. It's not our blocks on the wall. And it might be blurry. I hope it's not, because this is my favorite thing. This is Stephanie Bradenberg's
That is
sunflower
really
panel.
big.
And that is my favorite thing right there.
It is a very large panel, and it's even down and hiding behind all of the fabrics down below. But
that is my absolute favorite thing in the shop right now. It's so beautiful, and it makes me happy just by looking at it. So, Stephanie Bradenberg, if you are watching, thank you.
Just for making her happy.
Just for making this place look beautiful. I appreciate it.
Well, it's fun being able to have all those up on our wonderful
and our
wall.
design wall. That's my favorite thing. Really, I just wanted y'all to see the design wall again. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So I have just a quick thing before we get into the country register stuff. So I was touring through the internet.
Pinterest, people.
Always going there.
She's a bit of a Pinterest addict.
I am. You know, I never really knew about it, and then all of a sudden she introduced me to it, or my sister Jenny might have, because she was sort of a Pinterest addict before me. But anyway, so I don't know how many of you have been making t-shirt quilts, but you usually use the front, maybe part of a sleeve, like
I'm sorry.
this one I would have had my sleeve.
I'm going to interrupt you for just a moment, Dwayne. They are now telling us on Facebook that our frames per second is too low. It needs to be 15 to 60 frames per second. It's too low. So we've gone from too fast to too low. So keep going and we'll see.
Okay, we'll see what happens.
I don't know if you can fix that on the fly.
Anyway,
we might get disconnected here, guys.
We'll see what happens. I'll go quickly. So anyway, I took the back side of a t-shirt and, okay, now we're frozen for us.
No, we're not.
So I took the back side of a t-shirt and I combined it with a regular 100% cotton fabric and sewed around it.
So you found a t-shirt.
I found it.
And then you found some beautiful fabric inside a quilt shop. Your local quilt shop.
Wonder where that could be. Anyway, just sewed around. I don't know if you can see this or not, but sewed around just around the outside. Left my little tiny hole.
Is it 1/4 inch or does it matter?
A 1/4 inch seam. I mean, yeah. And it doesn't have to be perfect, guys, because what we're making here, and they can be any size. I think these ended up being like 9 inches, but they said anywhere between 9 and 20 inches. And what we are making napkins. These are lunch napkins. So they're not like your really good napkins that try to look the best for your table when you're trying to impress everybody. This is, instead of going through a ton of paper towels or paper napkins, where half the time you pick them up, you set them at the table, and you don't do anything, but then you crumple them up and throw them away anyway.
Or you do this.
You can do this too. So you flip it inside out. You sew around the edges. I did this one a couple of times just to
reinforce it.
Well, I think it was more because I was trying to make a design, but I chose.
She top stitched it beautifully.
I top stitched it twice.
And if you happen to have a double needle, you could actually get that sucker out and do a beautiful double
actually
needle
be even.
stitch.
But remember, it doesn't matter. If you have some kids that need to practice their sewing, yeah, ta-da. And by the way, when you are first doing this, you definitely want to get out all of your little clippies and put those on the edges to line it up, because you are dealing with a knit and a cotton, so that makes a big difference. Anyway, so you got this signed up. Then
these make great stocking stuffers as well. Oops, sorry, Dwayne's like up here. Great stocking stuffers. These little sewing clips, 25 pack for $15.
And then what I did was, this was another one altogether, and believe it or not, I sewed this one on inside out. So this is the back side of the fabric, but I decided I liked it that way anyway.
Nobody's going to know.
So, except me. So I ended up with, these napkins ended up being smaller than these. But I think these were 10, these were 9. Either way, it doesn't matter, because they're just regular old lunch napkins. It's kind of thing that you grab out of the drawer, you can use it. That way you have something there. If you don't, you don't. But then I went ahead and quilted this guy. And I did corner to corner on this one, and then I tested some others for my house. I did one where there were stripes all the way across, one that was sort of a wiggly line, and one that was quarters squared. it hasn't made a difference. I washed them afterwards. I would probably make sure that you wash your fabric first on this, just because this has already been washed
Right.
several times as a t-shirt.
Good idea.
So that was one thing I'd probably do
No
with
need
that.
for stabilizer.
No need for stabilizer.
Okay.
It is, and the thing is, it's really soft. I mean, it's like,
I was just going to
Nice.
suggest,
mm-hmm.
how great would these be for glass cleaners? To
Yeah.
clean your glasses. I mean,
That could work.
I mean, as long as this part is super soft and it's not going to scratch your lenses.
And how many people use your t-shirts anyway?
Right. Yeah.
But this was the size that I was able to get from the actual shirt. And actually, you can see on this one, there's the edge of the shirt. So what I was planning on doing with this, and see here this is the correct side of what it's going to be. But I figured I'm going to actually make this, because this is so big, this is the 20-inch size. So this would be like a dinner napkin kind of size. But
That's
because
the one you tuck into your
Yes.
lapel.
But because that's not really a size that I think would work at our house, I will probably end up cutting this one in 4.
Well, there you go, you guys.
So I would actually get 8 napkins out of this. Actually, no, because I have 3 more at home. So I actually got 12 napkins out of one long sleeve shirt, because 4 of them came from the arms.
I just had an idea.
What?
Open that back up. What if you were to do it like this and then sew 2 lines this way and then 2 lines this way, and then you just cut it in the middle, and voila, you're done. Just make sure you leave a hole on one of the edges of each of them. And voila, you've got 4 at once.
That's exactly what I did with my other one. Brilliant mind.
2 mind-blowing things in one night.
Anyway, so definitely worth time if you have a new sewer at your house and you want to just put them at the table and they get to sew straight and do a little turn every now. I would highly recommend this quick and easy activity. And like I said, I think I had 8 of them done in one day, working at the shop still and
Yeah.
doing all my other stuff that I was also doing. So not a difficult task.
Very easy. And you guys remember, it's a great use for those t-shirts that you didn't get to use in your t-shirt quilt. And then you get to go and buy pretty new fabric or use up fabric from your own stash. So this is a great stash buster.
Well, and I've thought, okay, maybe you want to put, okay, my daughter's favorite color is red. So maybe I make a whole bunch in there. I'll have red fabric for Tori. And then maybe Dwayne wants to travel the world, which is why I wanted to get this pattern. So maybe Dwayne gets all of the world patterns. And, maybe mine are all, well, I don't know that I'd do batik, but it could be anything. But you could have, everybody could have their own design, or you can make them as gifts.
Yep.
That's quick and easy gifts
So
that somebody could make for, like, the young people, new sewers.
Lots of fun.
Yeah.
Lots of fun. So, all right,
So-
guys, we're going to move on to the country register because
She's hungry.
I am hungry. That is true. We actually have 2 recipes tonight from the country register. And if you guys have never tuned in to us before, you will now know and understand why we love the country register so much. And the country register is an amazing little newspaper that has multiple different quilt shops inside of it. It tells you location, all that kind of good stuff.
Actually has more than just quilts.
Yes, more than just quilt shops. On the back side, it tells you by region, and then of course you all can't read it, but you get the idea. By region, and then by city, and then the little boutiques or quilt shops or cafes that advertise in the country register. Not only do they advertise for all these wonderful little places, but they give you awesome articles, and also the best part, the food. They give us recipes. So tonight, what are we doing tonight? So the country register, and it's free in any quilt shop.
Well, and even Simply Mazes in town have it.
Yep.
So tonight, Tori actually made 2 different recipes of the churro recipe. It's churro puppy chow. I don't know how many of you have had puppy chow, but she made churro puppy chow. So basically, they've added cinnamon and sugar. So it is. She brought one. We did 2 different batches. But when Dwayne went home, he grabbed one and brought it back. So we have the one with the regular checks. We also did some with the cinnamon checks.
Ooh,
So we have 2 different flavors. And So puppy chow is always a good, quick, and easy thing to make.
Mm.
Honestly, I wasn't there, so I didn't make it this time.
It
But I
smells-
will give credit where credit is due. She did all the extra work.
It smells good and chocolatey, which is always
So-
good with me. So ready?
And it's actually made with Nutella.
Oh, so Nutella. Awesome. All right.
Yeah, just got the cinnamon to it. The one thing I would say about this recipe, as you're analyzing it.
I was just going to say it's like crack. That's really good.
The thing about this recipe is it gave you all the right ingredients for the ingredient list, never told you to actually put the cinnamon in during the recipe.
Let's change battery out.
So Tori called me and she said, Mom, you got to make sure to let people know that they have to put it in, and it probably goes in at the beginning with the sugar. So if you do this recipe, don't follow the recipe completely. Make sure you do add the cinnamon. Don't just have it sitting off to the side.
It's totally like crack, you guys.
It's
very good. Okay, now
And
we
then-
have.
Now the other one, these are the same thing. I just put one on a cracker. This is actually crock-pot candy, and I actually made this in the shop today.
Okay.
So with the help of Dwayne going home and grabbing a scraper because I forgot that, but we also were a little short on peanuts, so I put it on a chocolate graham cracker
Okay.
to add crunch to it
Give a little texture, which is
because
good.
our peanuts were disappearing.
And if you don't have a chocolate graham cracker, probably even a saltine
We
cracker
could probably
would
put it on
work.
anything. Yeah.
So we try this one?
pretzels.
Pretzels would be good too.
Pretzels would be a good
Okay.
possibility.
Let's give this
too,
a
so.
go.
Mm-hmm.
This is very good. So Dwayne's already tried it, and he's shaking his head like, because I always tell people, if you're going to try this stuff before we get to, don't tell me how it is, because I don't want to know.
It is super chocolate. This would be good with a glass of milk, or I'd say hot chocolate, but that'd be more chocolate.
That's very good.
So that is very intense. So
Definitely need a milk chaser with that one.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, very intense. But that one has almond bark, sweet, semi-sweet chocolate chips, and they call it German chocolate, which is basically unsweetened chocolate.
Like a good German.
They can handle their chocolate unsweetened.
And their dark beers.
Anyway,
Oh, actually, a dark beer would be wonderful with that. Very much so.
I'll
Like
take
even a
your word for
Guinness.
it.
That would be a very good combination, that chocolate with a Guinness or another dark beer. So, all right,
Anyway.
you guys, that is it for us tonight. It is past our normal time. Battery is running out on our camera. I see Dwayne with the extra one getting ready to swap it out. So we're going to end it here
but
tonight.
we made it past 8 minutes.
We made it past the 8 minutes. We are still getting those too low frames per second thing, but you know what? I think that's okay. So you guys,
We'll get better.
thanks for hanging out with Best Quilt Shop owners here in Story City and Iowa Falls.
We'll see you next week. Same so time, same so place.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.